Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Absent Fathers in the Household Have Ruined the Children and Crippled the Mothers. Okay. Again, the name of the lesson is called Absent Fathers in the Household Have Ruined the Children and Crippled the Mothers. It's self-explanatory. When you look at the so-called black community in particular, it's no secret that the fathers are absent in the household. There are some fathers in the household, but it's so few that you hardly recognize it, man. And when you really look at society today and you look at what's going on today with the youth, from the young boys to the teenage boys to the young adult boys, you could see a lot of their problems are stemming from the fact that the father wasn't in the household. And when that happens, a lot of those kids, they turn out to go the wrong route, man. What you have going on today is sons, these little boys, these young boys, growing up to be teenagers, growing up to be young adults. These sons are raising themselves, okay, by way of being raised in the street, by way of being raised through social media, by way of being raised through role models like gangsters, killers, dope dealers, rappers, athletes. These are the role models that these sons are turning to simply because the father is absent in the household. So when you look at a lot of the senseless crimes that's going on, when you look at a lot of the activities, sons dropping out of school, instead selling dope or indulging in crime, a lot of it is because absent fathers is in the household. So if you don't have a father as that figure, that male figure, role model in your life to guide you the right way, then what happens is the mother takes over the role as the father. And that's been a straight struggle these days. And it had, with the fathers being absent in the household, it has crippled the woman mentally and crippled her when it comes to marriage, because she's so emotionally drained that she don't really want to go through that no more, man. What you see on the screen is a mother and son, okay? Smiling, look like they're having a great time, right? And they are having a great time. But the way society is set up right now, this son, he looks like he could be about maybe 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. This same son, if his father is absent in that household with his mother, more than likely, he's going to be a kid that's going to raise himself by way of other influences, by way of his friends, by way of social media, by way of rappers, athletes, whatever environment that he's particularly involved in, that's who's going to raise him. And then when it comes to the mothers, okay, for the fathers to be absent in the household, that means the father have either left the mother, or the father is either in prison, or the father has been killed. At any rate, with that father being absent, now it forces the mother to take on the role of mother and father. And as you can see today, that has been a struggle. And to be honest with you, it has crippled the woman mentally, and it has crippled her by way of another marriage by way of moving on, overcoming that situation, and being a positive energy for that new man. You see, even when you look at the government benefits, or the low income housing and the welfare benefits, in order for you to get access to that type of support, the father has to be out of the household. If the father is out of the household, you are entitled to certain government benefits. But if the father is in the household, man, you don't get nothing, man. So it's designed for the fathers to be absent. See, because society know that when the father is absent in the household, man, that household, those children that come out of that household, they gonna struggle, man, for the most part. In this word, man, we're just gonna come out with one scripture, man, and we're gonna close it out, man. In Lamentations 5, verse 3, it says, "We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows." Think about that. Again, in Lamentations 5 and 3, what do it say? We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. And this is what you have going on today, man. With absent fathers in the household, it has ruined the children and crippled the mothers, man. Now, the first thing I want to focus on in Lamentations chapter 5, verse 3, is when it says, we are orphans. Okay, orphans would be what? A bereaved child of his father, or of his mother, or of his father and mother. Okay, a bereaved child would be the orphan it speaks of. Okay, it says not only are we orphans, it also say and fatherless. Okay, the fatherless would simply be those destitute of a living father. Okay, now this is going to be cold-blooded, because the fatherless we're going to focus on is the literal sense and symbolically. Okay, the fatherless is someone destitute of a living father, and the fatherless also is a father that's absent in the household, man. So when you look at someone that's destitute of a living father, let's apply it to the household. If your father is not in the house with you, you are really pretty much fatherless, especially if he's not involved in your life. So it tells you in Lamentations 5 and 3, we are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. Our mothers are as women without a husband, which is equivalent to these women being without protection, which is equivalent to these women being without finances and being provided for. That's typically what a widow is today. And these women have been crippled mentally and marriage-wise, because if you are without a husband, then that says two things. You didn't make these kids by yourself. It was a man involved. So if that man is absent from your household, it's just as though you are a widow. You see? And then because of that relationship, you are a crippled marriage-wise too, because you don't want to give your heart and trust to another man after you've done that and it didn't work out for you. So therefore, that's where the women are crippled, okay, mentally and emotionally. You see? Again, what's the name of the lesson, man? Absent fathers in the household have ruined the children and crippled the mothers. And in Lamentations 5 and 3, it tells you, we are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows, man. And that's exactly what you got going on today, man. You got these sons becoming, in these streets. They dropping out of school. Instead of working a job, they selling dope. They gang banging, robbing and stealing, man. Getting these girls pregnant, They just all out of whack, man. You know, the scripture speaks about treat a son, raise a son, and I'm paraphrasing, but it talks about train up a son and the way he go, in the ways he'll never depart. The way you raise him, you train him up right, he'll never depart from that. But if the father is absent in the household, how can you train him right? You're not. He's going to train himself, or his mother going to try to do much as she can to train him. But see, she only can be a mother to her son. She can't be a father to him. You see. So, like I said, man, when you look at a lot of these senseless murders, a lot of these senseless crimes that's going on, a lot of these young men, man, their fathers are absent in the household when they came up, man, and they raised themselves. And when you raise yourself, you're going to deem whatever you want as righteous in your own eyes. You see? And when it comes to the mothers being as widows, think about it. There's a high percentage of mothers that are single and not married. You see? It's not that many women that are married today, man. It's a lot of single mothers out there, and they cool with that, see? They cool with that. You know, they'll meet a man, but they will not allow that man to step in as a father figure for their kids. Nah, because they take the role, the mother take the role of the mother and father. And once again, that son, or that daughter for that matter, wow, they gon' like I said, raise themselves. And when they raise themselves, you don't know what you gonna get, man. Once again, man, as we get ready to close out this word, what's the name of the lesson? Absent fathers in the household have ruined the children and crippled the mothers, man. Yeah, and what you see on the screen is a mother and her son. Beautiful picture, right? Imagine what this picture gonna look like 10 years later. You think he's still gonna be smiling? You think the mother is gonna be sitting there, laying there smiling? I don't think so. This son either gonna have gold teeth in his mouth, or tattoos, gang banging, selling drugs, or rapping, or even pursuing a professional athlete career and whatnot. Whatever he's doing, if his father is absent in the household, he's going to raise himself, buddy. You better believe that. And you see the mother, she's smiling in great spirits, right? 10 years from now, she's not going to be smiling like that. She's going to be mentally whooped. She's going to be crippled mentally, trying to raise this son and dealing with the fact she's without a husband, man. You see? Cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word, and we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing his word to come out, man. Shalom.